Hey, here we are, rainy afternoon in Farmingdale, and I have a question that I want to ask you today. And the question is, are you ready? Have you planned the week out? Have you gotten your food ready? Did you go shopping? Did you put aside the things that you're going to need to help you become successful? Okay, I understand that for a lot of people, it is not easy to do what I'm asking, okay? But it is something you need to do. You need to plan for success. Success doesn't happen in a vacuum. You really got to put yourself in a situation where you're going to be able to make the changes that you require to get the goals that you want to meet, okay? As you know, we do things in quarters, okay? We don't believe in yearly goals. We believe that you got to hit landmarks. And once you hit landmarks, you move forward. But the first landmark you need to do is you need to start creating habits. Habits, rituals, so you can have outcomes, okay? That's the way it works. If you don't have a habit or a ritual that's making you better, you're probably doing something that is making you worse, okay? So prepare yourself and do the right things and get yourself motivated so you can be successful as we move into the next week, okay? What does that mean for you? If you're a member of Xpress Body Bootcamp, you probably have a success menu that you can dig into and a ritual that we already set up for you. And if you're following that ritual, then you would have a journal that I can track when I see you every week, okay? So if you come in for a weekend, for example, and I see that you've lost 2 pounds of muscle, or maybe you lost a couple of pounds of fat, and we want to evaluate exactly how was it that you got to that point, I can track that journal and look at it and see what are the things that you were doing right and what are the things that you didn't do that maybe derailed your success, all right? So that's the way we work things out. It doesn't happen by coincidence, all right? If it was about just coming to the gym and working out and having a great workout and sweating, okay, everybody would be successful, but that's not the case. The successful people are the ones that are actually allowing themselves to be made accountable. Some people don't like accountability, okay? I call those recreational gym goers, and there are many of them. And they're great people, and there's nothing wrong with a recreational gym goer. But at the end of the day, recreational gym goers usually become frustrated gym goers, and they usually become ex-gym goers because they start to say, you know what, it doesn't matter what I do, nothing seems to work for me. It's probably, my hormones, it's probably, a medication I'm taking. A recreational gym goer will probably make a million excuses as to why they are having lack of success. The only excuse that they won't allow themselves to make is, why exactly they are not journaling. Why aren't they writing this down? Why aren't they trying to articulate exactly what is it in their patterns, in their behaviors, in their rituals that is making them not become successful? And 9 times out of 10, I'll tell you what it is. They just don't want accountability. They just want to be able to work out and, go about their business. But that's fine. I see a lot of people who are quite successful doing that. They're blessed with great genetics. They have, great habits. Usually it's people with very good habits who are able to, do this on their own. And that's fantastic also. And I do have those folks, and, and I do allow them to do their own thing because they are already, aware of what it takes for them to have success. And if that's you, more power to you. But for the people who struggle, for the people who have a hard time, this is why I created the impact filter, where I require you to tell me what it is that you're trying to accomplish. And we set timelines, we set goals, okay? We try not to do things, in the long range. We try to do things in the short range because success requires for you to be successful, okay? That's self-explanatory. For you to be moving forward, you're going to have success. If you have failure after failure, most people don't stick to that. So we set small, obtainable goals, and we hit them week by week, until you're able to build that muscle and you're able to do these things on your own without really even having to think about it. Most of the people who are here already know how to prepare their food. They already know how to do their shopping. and they already know what the landmines are, the things that they need to be staying away from. And if that's not you, I suggest that you listen to what I am about to share with you. The first thing is get that journal. Get that journal, make your entries, make yourself accountable. If you need to go out and tell a couple of friends, hey, make sure that I'm following through with this, go ahead and do that. If you don't have that network and that support, you can give me a call and we can help you with that also. But these are the things that you need to do, okay? Getting this thing that we call, mindset is something that you need to work on. You don't wake up one day and say, I'm just going to be good. You got to have a plan, and you're going to have a roadmap. You're going to have things that you're going to have to follow and try to do, okay? And as part of what I call mindset, it has a lot to do with what you're doing today and the way you're thinking and the way you're showing up to the world. I mean, are you showing up with a mindset of somebody who really doesn't have enough, somebody who's always complaining that you're short in something, that something's missing, or that your problems are someone else's fault? This is what I call the scarcity mindset. And these are the folks that usually say, you know what, Manny, I would train with you, but I cannot afford it. I don't have time. I don't have an opportunity, or my kids, my husband. Those are the scarcity-minded people. These are the people who are hoarding everything, okay? They're hoarding in the way that they live, in the way that they think, and in the way that they show up to the world. They're afraid to make decisions, all right? They don't want to part with anything. They want to hold on to everything. And this is more a reflection of fear, just the way that people see everything in life. They think that they're not going to be able to have enough of anything, They feel like whatever they have today, they're going to lose it in the future, or whatever they have right now, they got to hold on to it tight. So they have trouble parting, even with a magazine or an old T-shirt, or maybe it's a photo that they took years ago. It doesn't matter that you could download it into the cloud right now, but they won't let go of anything. And these type of mindset, actually make you fat. They do, because it's a mindset. It's I'm not going to have enough food. I didn't eat enough. I can't stop eating. Or, I don't feel great about myself, so this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to eat more. I'm going to buy the things that make me feel good. And at the end of the day, we're always trying to patch things up, and food is a great, it's a great medication for anybody who's not feeling great. I mean, food gives you immediate gratification. And most of us don't even realize that, It's only until they come here and they do the 21 days and they say to themselves, oh my God, I just didn't know how dependent I am on certain things. Sugar does that to you. Sugar is a dependency food. A lot of the food that you buy in a supermarket, dependency food. If you're shopping in the middle aisles and you're not actually using the perimeters, you will find out that you're actually feeding your addiction with a lot of those things, and you don't even know it. It could be your chips, it could be the canned goods that you buy, it could be the highly processed foods. These are all things that will feed your addiction and will further, that rut that you may be feeling, and put you in a situation where, you live in that scarcity mindset because it just feeds on itself, So how do you break that habit? How do you get out of that? How do you fix these things, okay? First of all, think about it, you got to write it down. Journal. Are you behaving this way? Is this you, or is this someone else? Or is this someone that it doesn't necessarily mean that this is who you are, or it just might be something that you're going through right now. It's just the way, it happens. We get into ruts, the way we think, the way we believe, our beliefs, what we act in. It's a self-conflict that sometimes we find ourselves in, okay? We don't want to make a decision. Decisions means that we got to make a choice. Some people don't want to choose. Some people just say, hey, I'm not making a choice. I'm just going to stay exactly the way I am because it's easier than deciding. When you decide, something has to die, right? When you're making a decision, you decide. What does that mean, to decide, okay? Think of the word decide, right? Pesticide, suicide, something dies when you decide. That means you're breaking away from something. And people who have conflicts do not make decisions. They don't decide. That's why many of you out there may be following my YouTube videos. You may be following my newsletters, my emails, and you've been dying to get started, but you won't do it. It takes you about, on average, really, it takes people about 3 months before they actually pick up the phone and give me a call. Why? Because there's conflict. You want to do it, you need to do it, you must do it, but you don't want to decide, because to decide means something has to die. You got to make a choice, either A or B. Which door are you going to walk through today? This is your crossroad. Are you going to come through door A, or will you come through door B? Okay, that's a decision that most people need to make, and most people just won't make that decision until it's too late or until something happens. Okay, what happens? Sometimes it's an event, a big event, something, maybe it's a divorce, maybe somebody loses their job. It's something traumatic that kind of breaks you out of that pattern and shakes you to the point, where you say, oh, I got to do something because where I'm at is just too uncomfortable. So if my message resonates with you, drop me an email, give me a call, and you never know, guys. All the things that you're going to do in life is going to start with a decision, all right? So decide. Change is good. Sometimes you need to let things die off. Sometimes you got to break away from a pattern, from a ritual, okay? And if you're having trouble doing that, let me help you get your mind right. Give me a call, and let's get you started. Have a great day.